Hello everyone, welcome back to Ponderosa North for the love of Bonanza. Well, today I'm going to talk about the guys' actual wives. And the reason I'm going to do that, I really don't like to get into a lot of their personal lives, but I found an interview with Judith Roberts on the internet the other day, and I was sort of looking through YouTube, and this name popped up, Judith Roberts. And I said to myself, that's not Pernell's wife, Judith, is it? And it turned out to be. It's a very recent, just 2023 interview with Judith. And she talks a little bit about him and about Dan and about a little bit about Bonanza. So at the end of this video, I'm going to tack that on, and so you can see Judith being interviewed. It was a really nice surprise. And then I thought to myself, well, let's talk about the guys' wives. Why not? So let's start with Ben. He was married to 3 wives. Let's start with Lorne. He married Rita Hands. I don't have a picture of Rita in Toronto during his broadcasting career. He married Rita in 1938, so he was pretty young. And he was married to Rita until 1960, and they had twins. They had Belinda and Chuck, Charles, I guess. And then he married Nancy Neal, and here's lovely Nancy with Belinda and Chuck, right here. He was married to Nancy until his death, so they had a good thing going, those two. This is their child, Gillian, here's a picture of them in the home that the Ponderosa 2 that they built in Mesa, Arizona. And here they are on the town. I love these 60s shirts, and what an era it was for fashion. When I see all these old pictures of the guys in the 60s, it just kills me. Dan was married to Delphia Parker. He was married to Delphia when he was very young in 1952, and they were married until his death. They had 4 children. Let me see, David, Dirk, Dana, and I forget. I'm sorry, it's not at the top of my mind, but there she is, lovely looking lady from Texas. And Michael had 3 wives. He married Jody. Let me see if I can get my pictures organized here. They're all over the place. There's Dodie. He was very young when he got married as well. I guess that was what they did. Here she is again. She's at the Emmy Awards or something with the guys. Very pretty lady. They had children as well. Then he married Lynn No, and they had a big family, 4 children, I believe. And then Cindy came along, and they had 2 children, Jennifer and Sean. And Cindy was married to Mike, of course, until his death. And then we come to Pernell. He was married, apparently he was married 5 times. One was annulled. That's the rumor. But his first wife was Vera. They had their only child, Christopher. He was married to Vera Mowry in 1951 to 1959. Then he married Judith, and this is the interview that I found. And she kept his name. Her name is Judith Roberts, and they were married from 1962 to 1971. So she was there during his time during Bonanza. But there's Judith on the walk to Selma, on the Selma walk, I believe. Another picture of her. She's an actress in her own right, and an artist as well. Then Pernell married Kara, what's her last name? Kara Knack, 1972 to 1996. So it's sort of his Trapper John days. Another picture over here, out of my scrapbook. I have loads and loads of scrapbooks, probably at the Emmy Awards or something like that. And finally, he was married to Eleanor Criswell. I couldn't really find a picture of Eleanor. Here she is kind of in the background of them shopping late in his life. They were married from 1997 to his death, and she takes care of Pernell's estate. So that's it for the ladies. Like I said, stay tuned. I'm going to show this video of Judith being interviewed. This is just the section that she talks about Bonanza, and what I'll do is I'll put the link down below, so if you want to see the whole interview, you can. So we'll see you next time on Ponderosa North for the love of Bonanza. Bye for now.
Here in the house. So now some of this, I'm going to move on to just because you told me you have a great story that you were married to Pernell Roberts, who was a Bonanza, right?
Right.
And my dad loved Bonanza, and so we all did.
Oh,
we all watched it religiously.
I watched it, and out there at that time, you know, he was always trying to make it, you know, into something better than maybe as we look back on it. But it was a popular series.
It was great storytelling.
It was. They were telling stories, and I'll always remember. You know when you Dan Blocker?
Yeah, he was from my hometown, DeKalb, Texas.
I forgot
buried there.
Oh, and he died much too young.
Yes.
Much too young. He was so smart. I remember to this day always this one episode, because I'd come on the set here and there, and he came up and he looked at me one day and he said, "Judith, you know, I think you have a little thyroid condition or something. Your eyes and this," and turns out I did.
My goodness!
It was kind of amazing. He said, "You should look into that." And
you were diagnosed by Dan Blocker.
I just think that's amazing. I mean, he said, "Yes, I think that, you know," as if you were in a doctor's office. But it was so, and it turned out to be right, which was hello. Yeah, but
the universe checking in.
But he had been a teacher. He had struggled for the rights of people in Texas. He was kind of an amazing guy, I felt.
Yeah. And Pernell, was he fantastic?
Well, Pernell was great, yeah. He also struggled. I remember this was in the 60s.
Right.
And so, therefore, things were not, you know, it isn't so great now. We have a lot of problems here, but still it was. I remember him, there was this really beautiful black girl who said to him, they happened to be talking, and she said, I can't get this apartment. They won't see me. I can't get into this apartment at all. He said, "Oh, really?" He said, let me look into this. And he went there and he said to them, "You know, I'm looking for an apartment." And seriously, it all changed around. She got that apartment because he went. I'll never forget. He had this kind of great part of him that was just doing something like that. Generous and interested. It was really, I think it was not bad. I remember that episode.
Yeah. Well, you were married to him for quite a while.
About 8 years. Yeah, we were together. Yeah, and it was good.
Good.
I mean, it was okay. It turned out not to be. We separated, but we were friends. We were friends after that for the duration.
Isn't that fantastic?
Even with other people. I mean, we were able to do that. He was always concerned. He wanted to, you know. I think really he would have liked, you know, sometime having a huge compound with all of his people. Ladies he loved, all of the people that he cared about, and he did. He did. Yeah, he had a good spirit.
So the great